fans, deep seductive voice Daniel here to remind you to always be safe in the workplace. That means wearing all the proper PPE like safety glasses, gloves, steel-toe boots, and respirators. Until next time, here's a tip from Topsoil Terry.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Just the Tip. I'm your host, Topsoil Terry. And today, I'm going to go over some examples of why it's not always good to go cheap. I'm not against buying, less expensive tools. I don't want to give that impression that I'm, hoity-toity. But some stuff, you just really want to spend the money on. Today we're going to start out with these pry bars right here. For example, this one right here was something you would buy at a discount store. And if you look at it, you can tell it's warped. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but it's got a permanent bend in it. And that means this thing's flexing, and I have on more than one occasion had a cheap pry bar break on me. And when you're out on the road and you're broke down on the side, or you're trying to get something loaded up in a hurry, the last thing that you want is to have one of these break on you. I've actually had one. The final draw for me that made me run out and get some good quality ones was I had one of these break on me and smacked me in the head while I was prying on something because it broke. And it wasn't even something that heavy. So, I go with this one right here. You can see, just look at the difference in the thickness of it. And this thing has a lot more flex. I've already used the heck out of this pry bar, and it's still straight. It hasn't bent, it hasn't given. As long as you're using common sense on what you're prying with, this thing is always gonna stand the test of time. Plus, the thing I like about this one is it has a striker on the end, so if I have to hammer it into a spot, it's gonna take that. And it has a lifetime warranty, so if it did actually break, I get another one for free. So that's one perk. But you definitely don't want to go cheap on something when you're prying on it. Okay, the next example that I'm going to give you is these cutoff wheels. Now, cutoff wheels, they all pretty much run the same, but some of the less expensive ones, you think that you're saving some money, but you can actually cause yourself a lot of frustration and possibly bodily harm. Here's why. If you notice, this one right here, and I know guys, they're two different sizes, so try not to bust my chops in the comment section. I'm just doing this for example. It has this metal ring around here. Now this was bought at a discount store, and we use these and they work just fine. But if you look at this one right here, no metal ring, not anywhere on it. And the problem with that is when you don't have that center support on there and you're using these, there is nothing more frustrating than going to cut something and having the wheel just break into a million pieces and fly everywhere at an insane speed. I tell you what, you have a chunk of this hit you in the face, you're gonna remember it. So guys, if it's only $1 you're saving, spend the extra $1 and make sure that it's got this ring right here around it. You don't even have to buy the super expensive ones. The key thing is just make sure that it's got that ring on it before you purchase it. Alright, the last example that I'm going to give you right here is another one. It's not a super high dollar thing, but see how these Allen wrenches have this case with all of these sizers? It's not just Allen wrenches, a lot of tools. The key thing is this tray here. See how all of them are organized and everything's in its place instead of just a pocket with like a million, everyone's seen those. There's just a whole bunch of Allen wrenches in a bag, things like that. The amount of time that you're gonna save by just being able to go, I need this size, bam, it's right there, pulling it out, going to work. It can be extremely frustrating when you're trying to get something done in a hurry because time is money and you're spending all day looking for a tool. So I highly recommend, if you have an option when you're buying a tool that is an assorted size, always make sure that it has a case and make sure that it has all the sizes on it. I guarantee down the road it will eventually pay for itself with the time that you save. Now, on that note, we're going to switch over to saying, guys, you aren't writing us. Give us some comments. Give us some feedback. The good, the bad, the ugly. We don't care. We want to hear what you guys are thinking. And especially if you got some tips and tricks of your own, send them our way. Who knows? We might be giving everybody your tip. So, until next time, I'm Topsoil Terry, and you've just been given the tip.